All right, so I was doing a little test in ChatGPT. So here's a math question, and a lot of the times with the engineering homework, it gets it wrong. I actually do know how to do this problem, and I just wanted to test the limits of ChatGPT. But I put this ordinary differential equation in, and it spat out all this. The negative is wrong, but it did get the slug amount correct. This is correct. It is uh, in the class we would use 6 over 32, but this is wrong, and it probably came from this equation up here, uh, which is not something we would actually use. I'm sure it's similar, but it's just not what like the formatting that we would use. Um, and x for displacement, we used like delta x instead. But anyway, so this is not wrong. But so I told it, it's incorrect. K is 48 because K equals W um, divided by dx, so displacement x, and displacement x is 125, which it knows that. So it's not stupid. And I told it W was 6, and it obviously already knew that. But like I said before, it's using a negative, and I don't know where it got that, but it's just wrong. So it said, I apologize for my mistake, blah blah blah. You are correct, blah 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 blah. And it corrected it, and it gave me the correct answer. But I wanted to push this a little further, and I said, if someone else asked this question, will this be the answer for them as well? And he said, yes. Anyone who asks this question, it'll be the answer, the same value, blah, 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 fundamentals of physics principles. So the answer will be the same regardless of who is asking, which is ironic because it was wrong originally. But anyway, so I said, all right, I just wanted to make sure. So will my correction be used for other people's answers? And it said, yes, your correction will be used. So I'm like, okay, but how do you prevent, you know, the false information, and it spat out all this, and it's basically saying that it verifies everything, which I'm just a little confused because it did it wrong up here originally, so it is whatever. But I'm sure with a million people try to correct it, it might be able to know who's lying and who's not. I don't know. But I asked it, are you 100% confident that the answer I gave you is correct? Because I'm trying to trick it. I'm trying to I want you to doubt me. And it said, I cannot be 100% confident, without it varying more source. However, based on the equation values provided in the correction you gave me is correct. So I was like, all right, I will ask the math question again in another window, and I expect the corrected solution to be there. And it said, certainly. So I made another window, and I typed the same question in, and there's no negative there. In fact, it's completely correct. So that's pretty cool. It actually is learning. Awesome. Okay, so this is part two. So I asked it the question again, and as we discussed before, it corrected the answer, and it said that I was correct, and it got a positive 48, which is correct. Um, and so, yeah, everything's right. All right. Although I would have preferred if it didn't use decimal, we would like to keep it in the format of 6 over 32. Anyway, so I asked it the part two of the question, which is basically since it's at equilibrium and it's just above it, it would be xo equals 2 in inches, so that's 1/6. And then a downward velocity, so that would be a negative 1 since it's in feet already, and as we discussed, we wanted 1/6 because it's inches to feet. Anyway, so I asked it the second question. Or was that the third? I don't know anymore. But and it gave us all this crap, and it's it's okay-ish per se until we get up to about here, and then things start looking a little wonky. Um, and it's using radians per second, which we don't use. I don't know. It's just got a whole bunch of funkiness, right? And I couldn't find that's not correct. I know that B is not negative 0.509. It should be negative 1/16th, which I mean, I could be fucking mental right now, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's negative 6. 0.25, which is not the answer. Anyway, so I told it, also I told it don't use VO, use XO, because that's what we use, and it's not just XO, it's X prime O, which is the differential. So it corrected it. It's using X prime O to -1. Cool, cool, cool. It corrected it. It still spat out something. Actually, it didn't even give me a B at all. So, um, oh, it did. No, that isn't. No, that's not right at all. So I said use fraction for a solution as well because we don't want this because in reality this is 0.166666 on and on and on, and using it so shortly in engineering is just not right. So it is actually uh, 1/6. So I told it to use decimal instead, or use fraction instead, and it corrected itself. Um, Fucking, I think, I don't know. I said, I don't know what this was. I said, no, go back. And it said, sure, I apologize for confusion. And it gave me this, and I said 0.167 should be displayed as 1/6 preferably. I said, sure. So it did that. I said rewrite the solution using the fraction I gave you, and it did that. So there we go. We got a equals 1/6. But as you can see, it doesn't have b equals um, at all. So I was a little worried about that. And then I also didn't want it to use radians a second, and it fucking did all kinds of wonky stuff. But I'm still not seeing b. Actually, it's got way longer too. So I said incorrect. B equals -1/16. Um, I believe it like mentioned it briefly somewhere, but it was just wrong. It was like really wrong. Um, I'm not sure where it was, but it was in here somewhere. Oh yeah, I think B equals, and it said 0.167, which is 1/6, which is just really, really wrong. Anyway, so I said incorrect, and it apologized, and it said, all right, I'll work on it. So you got A equals 1/6, which is correct. We got fuck, I don't know where it is, uh, but I didn't like something else, so I said, please write XO A cosine 16t because up here, uh, right here, this is not the format that we want to be looking at. So like right here, for example, we want to see this, visualize it when we're asking the AI for help. So it apologized and it wrote it out. Cool, cool beans. And it got B wrong again. Look, what? How is it -1/96? You literally have it wrote right here. So earlier on, we wrote that x prime O is -1. It's literally -1. And -1 equals 16b. That means that b equals -1/6. Where the fuck is that coming from? So I said no, b equals -1/16 because x prime o equals -1. So that means -1 equals 16b. And I said, you're correct. I apologize for my mistake. And there we go. So we we worked it out. All right. And then it gave me this. Therefore, the displacement of objects 1 second is approximately blah 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 blah. And I said I didn't ask for the solution for 1 second. I'm being a dick now, so um, it's unusable data. So in the original uh, question, it asked um, for if it's over 0, but it didn't say specifically 1 second or after 1 second. It's just more than 0. Um, and so we just need a general solution. So it says, I apologize. And as you see, it doesn't have, actually, this is the general solution. So that's fine. It could have just ended right here, but it did not. So I wanted to tell it to stop. Just don't do that. That's gonna get somebody wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's written correctly, but if you're gonna only use one setting, why don't you use 2, 3, 4, 5? No, so the general solution is the solution it should have ended at. So it apologized and it said, uh, so that this is the general solution for t is greater than 0, which is exactly what I asked it. And so that's the answer. And I said, this is the correct format. And he said, I'm glad to hear it. I said, the solution is now correct. And it said, thank you for confirming that the solution is correct. All right, so let's ask it the same question again, and let's see if it'll learn from its mistakes. All right, so please use the the format I gave you for other people as well. I'll make sure the format you provided message following actions. Thank you. All right, let's open up another question. Well, all right, it's this. Grab that. Put that shit in there. Okay, so grab that. Put that in there. All right. It is still correct. It's not a negative k over x. All right. All right. Okay. I guess you can use that. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. What the fuck? Oh. Whoa. What are you doing, mate? No, it is not. This is not correct anymore. Whoa, why did it go from negative to suddenly it's positive? What the fuck? Okay, buddy. You done fucked it up. What the fuck? All right, so I completely got rid of all the windows. We're gonna try this one more fucking time. All right, but this time I'm not gonna tell it what to do. I'm just gonna give it a general thing here. Let's see what happens. All right, so it knows it's using Hooke's law, which is correct. All right, so I didn't say this before, but uh, it did correct it this time. So I tried this like 5 minutes ago, and it still gave me the negative k, which is just really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. The other problem is it's giving me all kinds of information that I don't need, but that's, I guess, okay because I didn't technically ask for it. It did give me what m was, 6 over 32, which is correct, except that I don't want to use 32.2. I just want to use 32. But it's not wrong. It is technically 32.2. But for this instance, we're gonna use that. So, but we're gonna do this. Oops. And uh, for gravity, use 32 instead of 32.2. Slightly different value, the calculation should remain the same. Yeah, I mean, that's all fine. But anyway, so I'm going to tell it to do this. 1.25, yes, because we go from 1 foot to 1.125 feet, and the displacement will be 1.125. So yes, x, even though we use like a fancy d, um, displacement is x, F is 6 pounds. We normally, in this case, we're going to use a W for weight, but we'll use the F, that's fine. 48 pounds, yes, it is 48 fucking pounds, that's fine. M equals F over G, which is also W, which is correct. 1, 6 over 32, yes. All right, all right, all right, so I got it right. Now this is the part that it kind of tends to mess up a lot, but we'll see if it's right. Submit an external force. Yep, which is what we need to do. All right, so we got, what is that? That's not what I asked it to do. It should be m2x double prime plus kx equals 0, which has got kx here, but all of this, oh wait, is that, oh, okay, never mind. That is x double prime. It's just fucking, yeah, it's really ugly to look at. Um, can you rewrite, right? Uh, so I think it's AI, so it might be able to query that. I think it might be able to assume what I'm talking about. Oh man, but I gotta kind of type it, spell it right. No, that's not what I meant. Not what I meant. I meant instead of uh D. Can I just copy that? That'd be so much easier. All right. What? 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 Oh my lord. Again, not what I meant. Please use initial equation mx plus kx equals 0. All right, there we go. That's what we needed. Oh lord. Oh, C1 cosine. Nice, nice, nice. Oh man, what are you doing? Good lord, what are you doing? Okay, well, man, it's having some technical difficulties here. Okay, so anyway, it didn't use fraction again. That's kind of annoying. Dx over dt, I don't know why it can't just use x prime. Like, just write it out as x prime. I don't know when it started doing this. That's new. Um, Zeta equals 0. Okay, so y, we don't need that. Okay, none of this. Why did it rewrites it like a completely unrelated? Fuck. Who was fucking well on the other end of this? Because that's not what I was fucking asked for. That's not right. God dang it. All right, well, all I gotta say is don't use this shit on your engineering because it's just wrong.